she is. And I'm going to zoom it to. Good morning, Gisela. She probably can't hear me yet. Goodness. All right. Now we're going to go live. Oh. So, good morning, everybody. It's wonderful to see. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
So great to see everybody. Oh. And welcome to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. And Jesse, you wanna sing us in? I don't know how else to put it.
I do want to sing us in. In fact, how did you know? All right. We'll start off with one of my favorites. I woke up this morning joyful as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. I woke up this morning joyful as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. I woke up this morning joyful as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. I woke up this morning joyful as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. 'Cause I love being alive. It's the greatest thing about my life. Oh, I love being alive. It's the greatest thing about my life. Okay, I think today's topic is it's about passion, right? Doing what you're passionate about. So let's say we woke up passionate this morning. I woke up this morning passionate as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep, especially after Rev's talk. I woke up this morning passionate as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. Ooh! I woke up this morning passionate as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. I woke up this morning passionate as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I sleep. 'Cause I love being alive. It's the greatest thing about my life. Oh, I love being alive. It's the greatest thing about my life. Maybe what goes with passion? Maybe let's see. Well, we already did joyful. How about grateful that we get to pursue our passions? How about that? I woke up this morning grateful as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. I woke up this morning grateful as can be. That's how I spend my day and that's how I'll sleep. 'Cause I love being alive. It's the greatest thing about my life. Oh, I love being alive. It's the greatest thing about my life. Sing it with me. I love being alive. Woo! It's the greatest thing about my life. One more time. I love being alive. It's the greatest thing about my life.
Oh, yeah, you betcha. I love being alive. That was beautiful. Thank you for kicking us off there. Hey, listen, our scheduled practitioner of the day is not making it, so I am going to pray us in. So let's take a nice deep centering breath. Oh, and Jesse was right. This morning we are talking about the passion of life, of being in that amazing place of connection and vibration and resonance with this energetic, inspiring, continuing to flow movement of the divine in and through our lives. And I know that as we move into this service together, that everything that needs to be vibrated out, that needs to touch the hearts of the participants, that needs to be felt and experienced is. And that each and every one feels that divine connection, not only with spirit, but with each other and with the wholeness of life, the wholeness of humanity and all of her beings that walk across upon the earth. We feel connected and we are inspired and we are in love and we are elevated to a new intention and living an intentional life of good and more good. So I just let this be. I know that all is well here, and that as we move in, we are filled with the music and the words and the community and all that is. So I sit in this. I know that all is well, and together we understand that all is well by saying, and so it is. And so it is. So I just want to, well, I don't really have a story or anything. I have some stories in my talk. So, and I share some stuff in my talk. It's a talk today that is insightful, into a look into my life. So it should be interesting. So knowing that, I'm just going to ask Jessie to sing us another song, and I'm just going to jump right into the talk. I know it'll be a kind of an abbreviated service, but that's okay.
All right. This will be a little meditation for all of us. So just invite us to maybe put your hand on your heart or somewhere in your body that might need some nurturing. And we'll move through this slowly and sing with me if you're feeling it. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. I do enough. And I am loved. 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 Let's do it again. I am loved. I am loved. And while we're doing this with our consciousness and our intentions focused, let's really let it be true. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. I do enough. And I am loved. I am enough. I have enough. I have enough. I do enough. I do enough. And I am loved. And I am loved. Let's do it one more time. I am enough. I have enough. Yes, you do. And I do enough. Yes, I do. And I am loved. 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 How could it be true? It is. I am loved. I am loved. And when I say I mean all the parts. Even the parts of me that tell me that I am not loved. Even the parts of me that tell me that I am not enough. They are loved. I am loved in my whole being. And so are you. So we'll say it one more time. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved.
Oh, that was so beautiful and so relaxing. What a beautiful way to move us and segue us into the talk. You know what I realized I didn't do, and I think I'll do it right now, is share August's affirmation, because I like it. Today, I'm inspired and uplifted by the beauty I witness in the world around me. It touches the part of me that knows truth. I am reminded that I am the goodness and grace of the divine presence. I am rooted in this divinity. I am grounded, ever strong, and deeply grateful. And so it is. Ah, that feels good. All right. Everybody, can everybody hear and see me well today? I hope so. I see heads nodding. That's great. Oh, that's wonderful. So, good morning. Welcome to One Heart, One Mind Center for Spiritual Living. And you know, I always like to say that no matter how you're connecting with us, Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, that I'm just glad you're connecting. And that's still true. But I've been reflecting lately how kind of being online is a great metaphor for who we really are. You know, we're these divine beings having a human experience. We're both local and non-local at the same time. We're always connected in our oneness with spirit, and we don't have to be in the same physical space to be connected. We're always connected to each other because we all live in the one life. And being online just kind of highlights that for us. And I've been thinking that while I'm so grateful for the technology that we enjoy, I'm also very grateful for the inner technology that we all have within us. You know what I'm talking about? That inner guidance system, you know, a way to participate with life through creative law. These are all inner technologies. You know, how cool is that? But like everything else in life, it's all about balance, balancing our inner and our outer worlds. You know, we can use and appreciate the world of technology and all of the blessings that it brings us. And I mean, it really does bring us a lot. Here we are, you know, connecting. And we can still cultivate that spiritual technology, let's call it, that's within us, you know, and merging these two worlds, these two technologies, enhances our life. So I was just reflecting on that because we're online every Sunday, and I'm so grateful for our being able to do that. But I'm also grateful for the inner stuff that goes on, the inner technologies. So this morning we're going to continue our month's theme, my passion, my purpose, and the idea that what we're passionate about, you know, is not only something that we love to do, that we love doing, something that we're enthusiastically interested in, but it can also be a great guidepost for the way we're called to show up in the world and express our divinity through our humanity. You know, it's an intuitive knowing of what's ours to do. And once we become aware of how we want to show up, we're empowered to use our inner spiritual technology to set an intention, to create a pathway for its expression. And intention is nothing more really than a clear idea. It can actually be a statement of truth that you craft, or you can just sit in the qualities that you want to experience, which will propel them into motion. And that's really what an intention is. It can be either conscious or unconscious. I've set many unconscious intentions in my life. An example from my own life is that when I was a little kid, I always wanted to play school, and I always wanted to be the teacher. It brought me joy. And as an adult, I became a teacher, and I'm still a teacher. I set that intention early on. I was so interested in anything having to do with school and teaching. And that's manifested in my life, but it's not the only thing I've been passionate about in my life. There have been many things that I've been passionate about in my life, and I'm sure that's true for you. There are many ways in which we bring the divinity of who and what we are into the physical world, into the world of our humanness and our human lives. We're always evolving and we're always growing. And ours is to discern what it is we're called to do at any given point in our life. How I showed up in my teens and my young adulthood and my midlife and my senior years is certainly all different. And as well it should be. And then as we become aware of what is ours to bring forward at any given point in our life, then we dedicate ourselves to that intention. And dedicate ourselves to that intention, not only when it's convenient, but even when it isn't convenient. So there's a funny story. I ran across a funny story about this, that there was a man. I'm going to have to read what he wrote. There was a man who fell passionately in love with a woman. And he wrote a letter to her expressing his deep commitment to their love. And he wrote, I would swim the widest ocean just to see your face. I would battle the fiercest dragon just to hold your hand. I would work 7 days a week just to fulfill your every desire. P.S. I'll be by to see you on Sunday if it doesn't rain. It's so easy as human beings to set an intention and then to get distracted by what seems like obstacles that show up in our path, like the rain. It's so easy to get stuck in a loop of not enoughness. You know what I mean? There's not enough time. There's not enough money. There aren't enough resources to do what our heart intuitively knows that it's ours to do. Has that ever happened to you? Spirit's calling me to do this and such, but I don't know. That seems really hard. The wonderful thing about the power of intention is that all we really have to do is to land on the intention, and then we sit. We sit in the feeling tone of our intention. How does it feel? What qualities do I want to bring forward into the world? We align with the energy of our desire, and we just let life flow. We create a cause in spirit, and then we pay attention to how we are invited by spirit to act, how we need to move our feet. There's always that part of an intention where we're called to move our feet. We can't just sit around and be couch potatoes hoping that something will change. First, we create that cause in spirit. And then the law takes over, and the things that we're supposed to do in the world tend to show up for us. And the wisdom of this kind of intention setting does not replace the necessity for action and effort. There's always a role for our personal effort in support of our intention. But here's the thing, you know what? The quality of the action is different if we set our intention first. Where before our efforts were kind of a struggle, trying to force results, round peg, square hole, trying to force the results no matter what. But when we set an intention first, we take action without attachment to the outcome. There's no struggle. We shift our thinking about what's possible from our limited human thinking which is always based on our previous experiences and what we know to be true from the world, to standing in the flow. Standing in the flow of infinite possibility and what's available to us in God. This morning's meditation was all about that. I put us into that infinite field of potential where everything, even what we don't know, is there. And then we move our feet in the areas that we're guided to move. Our human conscious mind can't possibly see all the possibilities. I can't. We don't know what we don't know. But our part is to stay committed to the intention. We stay very clear and centered on our intention, on the qualities of God that we want to bring forward. I have a quote from Ernest Holmes who said, if we allow the world's opinion to control our thinking, that will be our demonstration. If, on the other hand, we rise superior to the world, we shall create a new pattern. That's what I want. I want a new pattern. How about you? We have to be open to things that we've never thought of before, something we've never seen, something we've never done or never experienced before, and we don't know what that is. And sometimes that can seem a little unsettling. For us humans that love consistency, the unknown can be a bit scary. But you know what I'm talking about, like the time, what do you I'm going to move to Southern California and become the minister of one heart, one mind. Am I really going to do that? That seems a little scary. We all have had moments like that in our lives. And what do we mean by the power of our intention? What is it that gives our intention power? Ernest Holmes said that power is the energy by which everything lives. And I think that's true. Power is the ability to move energy, to change things. And we can do it, in Newtonian physics, matter to matter, or we can do it from the invisible potential to matter, much easier and much more effective. And we can create something new. And we're empowered by the nature of our own being, by our connection to spirit, to direct and focus the energy of life. And we know that everything's energy. It moves, it vibrates, it resonates, it flows. And its nature is, because its nature is God, its nature is to move towards an expression of good, to move through us. And, and it does that best when we don't get in its way, when we don't offer any resistance, when we set an intention and let life flow through us. The form of the intention is already inherent within the intention. It's like saying that the answer to the prayer is already in the prayer, or like the giant oak tree is inherent in the acorn. That what becomes substance is already within in the potential of the thing. I love this guy, Roger Teal, who's he's a, let's see, I'm looking for his quote. I have a quote by him. Here it is. He's a senior minister. He was a senior minister of Mile High for 30, 40 years or something. But he wrote a book called This Life is Joy, which I love. But one of the quotes from him is this. He said, quantum science now asserts that matter emerges out of a quantum field that is characterized as energy and information. Thus, the leading edge of science has moved into the agreement that reality is non-physical. It is primary consciousness. I love that. Reality is primary consciousness, which we all share in. And then he goes on to say in that same chapter, in that same page of his book, that empowered thought thickens into things. Do you love that? Empowered thought, we could say our intention, thickens into things. I love that. We could say that our intentions thicken into things. We can say that we're empowered to direct the energy and the flow of life. Energy is just the stuff of the universe, and our thoughts and our feelings are a part of that stuff. We can direct it. We empower our intentions by giving them our complete faith and our complete trust. There's a word that sounds easy, but isn't really as easy as it sounds. to trust the power of life and the power of law. And that way our intentions demonstrate to sit in that faith. And we have faith in a lot of things. I have faith that the electricity is going to come on when I flip that switch. I don't want to have faith in my worry, and I don't want to have faith in my old ideas that no longer serve me. I want to have faith and trust that power of life. So recently, here's the part where I self-disclose. I've had a personal situation come up. Well, it's been ongoing for quite a while. But I had a personal revelation around this situation, this challenge. And I've made no secret of the fact that my youngest son is an alcoholic, and then I've been going through his repeated relapses over the last few years. And every time he relapses, I try to coddle and support and persuade him to regroup, start again, find a way to treat the underlying cause of his disease, of his addiction, and find a way to move forward. Seems reasonable, right? Except that nothing ever changes. Up until now, it has never changed. And we've been caught in this revolving loop, this repeating pattern. And finally, with this last relapse, I realized, wait a minute, he's not changing. And I had to stop and ask myself, where is my power seated? Where is the energy that I want to move seated? I can't change anything except for my own internal intention. What do I intend for this situation for me? For him too, but for me. Here's my power place. I can plant a new seed within me. And because it's obvious that he's not ready to change, I'm empowered to change my experience of the situation. I am responsible for my participation in this. And by changing my thoughts and feelings and state of being around the situation, I'm empowered to change my experience. Yes, I still do my affirmative prayer for him. I still send him love all day long. I call on the angels and his ancestors and all of the out-of-body beings to protect and care for him. But I know that he's the only one that's empowered to change his life. And I am confident that when he's ready, that will happen. But it is not mine to do. I can support him when he's ready, but nothing more. And the acknowledgement of this is very freeing. I feel free to live my life and allow him to find his way. You know what? I have shifted my experience by shifting my intention, and it's made a huge difference already. Author Carolyn Meese, I love her. She wrote a book called Sacred Contracts. And I have another quote. I almost forgot. Let's see, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. Sorry, I should have put this in order. Here it is. No, that's not it. Okay. At times we may experience an epiphany, epiphany comes from the Greek word meaning to manifest. A sudden illumination of our innate union with the divine. Oh, that is exactly what happened to me. During an epiphany, your relationship to God is transformed from one of doubt or fear into one of deep trust. There's that word again. You suddenly understand that everything in your life has occurred by divine intention, by the grace of God. And that's how I've been feeling ever since my epiphany, my revelation, that everything has transpired for my greater good and for the greater good of all involved. And I believe that these kinds of big shifts are also really a cause for us to pause, to reflect, to give our humanness a chance to process everything. Often I think it's the days after a big event, a big shift, that are the most defining for us. Will I move back into the old pattern? Or have I established a practice, a spiritual practice capable of supporting me when I need it most, which is right after the big shift happens? Or have I established a practice that will support me when I most need it, when I'm feeling shaky? Do I have the people and the practices in place that will remind me of my intention? So, to that end, last week I took a break, a reset, if you will. my older sister and her husband, I think I said, are celebrating 50 years of marriage. And they invited their very large family. They had 8 children, although one of them did pass away this last summer. But they, in any Ingalls that wanted to come, they invited us to come celebrate with them. So I was just going to go up for one day, but then my sister from New York decided to come, and I said, oh, forget it. I'm going up. I want to see her. So I went up for the full 3 days, and I drove up, and I'm so glad that I did, and it was such a great experience. And one of the things that our family does really well is laughter and levity. And I have never needed laughter and levity more than I did this past week, and I read, I got another quote. I've done a lot of quotes today, but that's okay. I like quotes. If I can find it. Pope Francis said, a sense of humor is a gift I ask for every day because my humor lifts us up and shows me that life is short and to take things in the spirit of a redeemer. I'm not really exactly sure what he meant by that, but it's a human attitude, he said, but it's the closest to God's grace. And I think that's true. Laughter and levity is like that. I always think about the laughing Buddha, the happiness of the Dalai Lama, and how people we think are very serious and spiritual, they're the enlightened beings, seem so content. They often have these big smiles on their faces. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I can take myself so seriously, too seriously. And I think levity is an avenue for that flow of life. It's easy. It flows. And I believe laughter empowers us, and it draws us into that wholeness, into that connection. And it kind of allows the vitality of life to flow through us. It seems to help us drop our resistance. When we're laughing, we're not going, no. It's easy. It reminds me of that story. You've heard the story of Norman Cousins, who healed himself of this really serious form of arthritis, and it was affecting his spine and all of his connective tissue. And this was way back in 1964, when there wasn't really very much known about autoimmune disease yet. And Norman was really suffering. So it occurred to him to experiment with what he knew about the power of the mind and to see if humor and laughter would help. So he developed this own therapy program incorporating laughter, and he had his nurses read humorous stories to him, and he watched Candid Camera. That's an old show, if you don't know, that was funny. And old Marx Brothers movies. And he wrote that he experienced this dramatic decrease in his inflammation and his pain. And that after about 10 minutes of good laughter, he was able to get a good 2 hours of quality sleep, which he wasn't getting before. He was literally able to heal himself through the power of laughter. And I think what I think is going on with laughter is that we just let go. We drop all pretense. And as I said, we just let life flow through us. And you can feel that when you're really laughing, you can feel that free flow of laughter, of energy, is what I'm trying to say. And that's certainly what I experienced this last week with my sisters. We just laughed, and it just felt so good. It was so freeing, and it was really a healing experience for me. And I truly believe that the power of being aware of what we're passionate about and setting an intention to bring those qualities of life into motion, to set them in motion through our passionate interest, and then just letting go with laughter and levity, or just feeling good and not taking everything so seriously. That's using our new inner spiritual technology. It's not new, but I just gave it a new name. And that brings about a life that we love living. And if we're loving our lives, we know that it's benefiting everybody. So one more thing that I noticed, one more thing to say to you, and that I noticed when I was with my sister's adult children this past week, I noticed the variety of the way that life expresses itself. All of her children are so very, very different. They're all wonderful people, but they're all just so different. My kids are like that. And I know that most families are like that. Most people are like that. But what I found myself doing was just marveling at the infinite wisdom and order and intelligence of spirit and all of the ways in which the divine knows itself through its creation, through us and everything that is alive. Just being able to individually express itself in such a variety of ways. It was just joyous to witness. And I was able to stay in the experience, which I haven't always been able to do, without judgment and without commentary about, the kids, what they're doing, I was just able to be there. And it really was a refreshing experience and a good way to practice principle in the real world, and I found myself being passionate, enthusiastically interested in the way that spirit was showing up in my life, in the world around me. And I'm gonna close today by letting Ernest Holmes have the last word. Holmes wrote this: there is a laughter of God. There's a laughter of God. Let's laugh it. There's a song of the universe. Let's sing it. There's a hymn of praise. Let's praise it. There's a joy, a beauty. There's a deep, abiding peace. Let's experience it. And so it is. Oh, I love that. So, let's just hold that. Let's let that be our intention. Let's feel the vibe of that, the energy of that. What qualities of the divine do we want to enrich our own life with and bring forward into the world? We have that inner spiritual technology going on. Let's sit in the laughter, the levity, the love of the divine. Focus on the qualities, whatever they may be: prosperity, vitality, peace, beauty, connection, compassion, friendship, just love. Let's hold it in our heart and let's have a moment of gratitude. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I trust life. I know law is bringing this into experience right here, right now. It has no choice. It is bliss. And with that, I just allow it to be, and we agree by saying, and so it is. So it is. Okay. Well, Lisa, are you doing the conscious giving?
To unmute it. Yes, I am.
Oh, good. I thought so.
Yes. And I was just saying, from that moment of gratitude, I think that we can all think of the things for which we are grateful, and from that spirit contribute to one heart, one mind. And there is the address if you want to mail it. And then, of course, you all know about Venmo and how that's the easiest way to donate.
Thank you. Okay. And here we go. Next slide. Oops. There we go.
And so we could say together, everything flows from the nature of God's good. We receive from this flow, we give from this flow. We give in gratitude and in love. We have faith in the infinite giving nature of spirit. And so it is.
Oh, and so it is. Thank you, Lisa. We'll come back to you in a minute for the benediction.
Okay.
Yvonne's got some announcements for us.
I do. Monday at 6 o'clock for 20 minutes. Please join us on Zoom while we silently pray for One Heart, One Mind Center for yourself, for the world, for others, whatever you want to pray for. The Zoom link is in the newsletter. And then Tuesday night from 6 to 7, we have our discussion. We will be discussing the Human Predicament, part 6 of Michael Singer's book, Living Untethered. And I keep thinking about being untethered. I like it a lot. you're all welcome to join us. And we have some really good conversations and discussions. Here's a reminder to not forget about unexpected income. You have to want it and expect it and look for it to arrive. Also, I just want to remind you to visit Reverend Michelle's Facebook page, which is titled Spiritual Recovery, a Journey of Positive Change. It has great ideas and things for these people who are on that journey to use. And that's everything I have.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Back to Lisa.
Okay, if we can pull together again and center with a nice deep breath, coming together in that infinite space of love to bless this service. The service has been blessed, and we have been able to joyfully experience Jesse's wonderful music and Reverend Michelle's great calling to us. And may we go forth with the sense of that calling of to seek out what is our intention, how can our passions be fulfilled in this time frame for the greater good, and for that sense of joy that propels laughter, and that ability to be able to find something to laugh or smile at no matter how dire the situation. And I also wish for us to send forth prayers and blessings to all those who have been affected either personally or from a distance by the fires in Maui. I know that devastation has created a great suffering, but I believe it will bring forth a great transformation, since that community is so interconnected with one another. And may we all understand our own blessings for being able to be together and to join in person and in spirit and from a distance, and to just be in awe over the ability of both our spiritual and our technical abilities to be able to move forward in that space of transformation and joy and peace. And I release my word into the law, and we can release together by saying, and so it is.
Beautiful, Lisa. Thank you so much. That was gorgeous. Jesse.
Hello.
Jesse's turn.
Well, I've got a song that resonates with the talk for me. You were talking about these moments of epiphany, and I often think of those as reunions. And sometimes, you know, that levity and that playfulness can also be akin to like a romantic reunion. And then you wrap passion up in that, and then it all just kind of makes sense why I want to sing this song. So here it is. Left my love long ago. I thought I'd give myself a try. I wandered far away from home. Left my memories to find. Gone so long I forgot I'd left. Till I found my love in a stranger's eyes. Epiphany, I wouldn't change that thrill for anything. All I wanted was to find myself, so I had to hide. And I said, how long did I live without you? How long, how long? He said, don't you worry, don't you cry. Let's make love all day, all night. I've been waiting for you all your life. Let's make love all day, all night. Wandered down a darkened path. I learned to make my way alone. I learned to fight, I learned to run. Learned that everything leads straight back home. And I said, how long did you think you'd live without me? How long, how long? Woo! Don't you worry, don't you cry. Let's make love all day, all night. I've been said, how long did I live without you? You said you just needed time. And baby, isn't that the thrill of being alive? Remembering all the love you left behind. You said, don't you worry, don't you cry. Let's make love all day, all night. I've been waiting for you all your life. Let's make love all day, all night. Knew you were coming back home tonight, so I bought us a bottle of sweet red wine. Let's raise a glass to space and time. Let's make love all day, all night. Let's make love all day, all night. Let's make love all day, all night. Thank you. I never get to play that one. You can probably see why, but I feel like it worked.
It worked. I love that. Thank you so very, very much.